Which way are you going to do both of those?
Yes.
Okay.
This is streaming.
Do you want to set up that camera on the screen?
I need to. Hey, hold this. Not that.
I don't think it's
Testing. Ooh, it works. (2010) Indie FurCon Tropical Furry Fun. (2011) Furries of the Lost Ark. (2012) Furs in Space. 2013, Back to School. 2014, Storybook Villains. 2015, As Seen on TV. 2016, the Indie Fur 100. 2017, I love the 80s. 2018, Canadian Invasion. 2019, Hawaii IFC. Welcome to Closing Ceremonies of 10 years of Indie FurCon.
Thank you, Tom Selleck, for introducing those years for us. Selleck. Before everyone leaves the stage, I would like to take a minute. Everybody can, but Tori, I'd like you to stay. We're celebrating our 10th year this year. And sorry, it's been a long weekend. I'd like to start off by thanking the staff and volunteers that I know that have been here for 10 years. Tora, Des, Christopher, Storm, Drizzle, Freddie, Voltage. There's a lot of you, and that's amazing to me. Are there any attendees out there that have been coming since the first year? That's awesome. We're happy to have you. And I'm so glad that you guys have continued to support us throughout the years. But it couldn't have been done without Tor and without the team of that first convention, and without having the dream to make something bigger and to make something available to more people. So I wanted to take a moment to thank you for that. And we wouldn't be where we are today without the con chairs that came after Tora. Roxas was the con chair for years 4 and 5. Yep, 4 and 5. And then Des came after them, excuse me. And I wouldn't be where I am right now if it wasn't for all 3 of them and their mentorship and pushing on. It's been a long weekend. Okay. So enough about last year. No, it's not enough about last year. The last decade. I do also want to thank the previous guest of honor that we've had come back this year, who came to join us. We had Deaver in here, we had Crispy Critter, Adamus, BC Breakaway, and little known fact, Alkali. They all came back this year just to be with us to celebrate our 10 year. He's never been to any other IFC, he just came this year. Oh, Scroy was here. Scroy, yay! So there's another one, that's exciting. Okay, I'm sorry. There's a lot of emotions happening. Okay, so now I'm done with the last 9 years, and now we want to talk about this year, what we did this weekend, right? So first we want to talk about this year's special guest, and to do that I'd like to bring Chaston up, wherever he is, there you are. Yeah.
So this year was an awesome year. It's the 10th year. It was actually my 3rd year here as guest liaison. And I want to recognize someone who is awesome. I have seen him every year that I have been at Indy FurCon. Our guest of honor for 2019, Seraphin. We also want to recognize our featured performers for this year. Our musical performer, Matthew Evil, aka Avian Invasion. And yeah, I know, he's just so happy he's glowing right now. And our other featured performer this year was Uncle Kage. Apparently he is all one person now. But no, give it up again for our performers and our guest of honor this year.
Thank you, Chaston. Thank you, Seraphin. I get 2 microphones. Yes. I'm sure Amy did not appreciate that. And now I'd like to pass it along to North to talk about programming.
Hi, everybody. Did you guys have fun with all the paneling we had this year? So we had over 150 hours. It may have been a lot closer to 160 hours, and you guys were at all of it. Including things that were later than they should have been. Why are you up that late? Stop. So, I have a bunch of notes up here that apparently I can't read because I wrote them in pencil. Hey, there we go, now I can see them. So I'd like to thank the winners of our dance competition, and he was also the winner of our Floor Wars Fursuit division, Mike Laberwolf. Ronnie, everybody knows Ronnie. He won the non-suit division of Floor Wars. Kobe won the Hot Wings Challenge at 5 and then continued to eat 3 more. Why did you do that to yourself? Our winner for the Mario Kart tournament, John Cena. soccer tournament winner was Badger. And the winner of the Just Dance tournament was Mia. Maya? I hope Mia, okay. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of our panelists. If you guys ran some paneling, please stand up for a second. Yes. Oh, yeah. He ran paneling, but he's currently playing podium for me. And thank you guys for all the hard work. We couldn't do this without you. There would be nothing to do and nobody would come. Also, we wouldn't be able to do this without any of our attendees either, because then we'd have panelists with empty rooms. We're also going to have a feedback form. If there are any paneling concerns, questions, comments, I'd like to hear it all. Please fill out our feedback form. Then I have entirely too much staff. These guys have kept me from going completely crazy this weekend. I'd like to thank Nisbet, Storm, Kiba, and Odie. Those are specifically my assistants. They have been running around making sure that nothing is on fire and making sure that I'm not on fire.
And making sure I'm not on fire.
Yes, and also making sure that Mickey is not on fire either. I'd really like to thank our AV team. Chris and Adi are the leads. And my list is moving around. Pyreferno and getting us this awesome DJ lineup that we had this year. I don't know if any of you made the dances, but they were really, really awesome this year. And I'd like to thank Tobe and our gaming track for handling everything that I had no idea what I was doing. Oh, we also have a dead dog tonight. Please come make use of it. It's going to be the last chance to enjoy a bunch of DJs. We have a fursuit friendly DJ. Oh, and we also have karaoke. Our guest of honor will be running karaoke in secondary events tonight from, I believe it's 9 to 11:30, but it may go later if he's willing to run it later and there's people.
It's 9:30 to when he stops.
Yeah, basically. And the dead dog is an hour after closing to 10. Thank you, guys.
All right, and next we're going to move on over to Ups. Neme?
Hello. I want to introduce you to the second in command behind Ops. He's been working his butt off this year, trying to make sure everything's working for you guys and gals. Come on up, Jake Bunn.
Thanks, guys. Thanks. So yes, I got to work under Nemi. This is my second year doing so, and it's been an extreme honor. But I'd like to thank a few people who worked under our specific department. And yes, I have to read them off. I'm so unprepared. I apologize. First, I want to thank our action team. This is like a small group that is like our gophers. Like we need things done immediately, and that would be 9, Ocean Shepherd, Alti, Carbon, and Fluff Dragon. If you can stand up. If you're in here, you're awesome. I can't see you, but you guys are rad. I want to give another special thanks to Sponsor Suite Manager, Grimfang. He's fairly new to the fandom, and I had to call him like 2 weeks ago, be like, hey, I don't have anybody to do this, and I know you've never done anything before, but you're a fellow veteran, and here's your mission. And he took it hardcore and nailed it. For those sponsors who went to the sponsor lounge, that decoration, all that setup, all that running, that was run by him and Fluff Dragon, and it was awesome. So thank to you two guys. Now, I know many of you have seen me before here at this con. My previous position was charity, and I handed it down to Hatter Bear. And charity is something I do at many cons. It means a lot to me. And Hatter nailed it this year. And Hatter, if you're in the room, stand up. Hatter, you are amazing. I also want to say Hatter had an assistant, and that's Odie. Odie was helping Hatter out, so that was fantastic. Logistics lead is under Ops, but that's Miko. He helps get stuff here and stuff out of here. I don't believe Miko's here, am I correct? But Miko, you'll see me on YouTube. You're awesome. All right. Next is volunteering. Our volunteer lead has been here every year. That is Storm Griffin, and his assistant is Dressel Silverwing. If you guys are in the room, stand up. I think I see the glowing off in the corner. And listen to all the volunteers. If you volunteer at this con runs with it's like you're the fuel for this to run, and we can't do it without our volunteers. If you're a volunteer, again, stand up. I want you all to be recognized. There you go. Don't be shy. So again, I want to thank all the volunteers. You've been absolutely wonderful. I hope everybody had a wonderful con. I certainly did. You made it one of the most memorable years ever. Thank you very, very much. Can we get a big round of applause for Drake, please? And magic.
Hi, I'm just magical. That's my department. I don't actually do things here. It just kind of happens. So, hi, I'm Magic, head of sales. Anyway, and so I'm sure all of you noticed there's a lot of things to buy and a lot of you spent money. I appreciate it. Not that I get the money, but it keeps my den coming. So then all of my vendors come, and then all of you can buy stuff, and it's a great cycle. So all of you had a great time in the dealer's den, a lot of dealers and wonderful merchandise. We also had a wonderful artist alley where we had a whole bunch of artists, variety of them, and it seems like there was more room and more artists, and a lot of them got a lot of good commissions as well. So that's awesome. Thank you guys. All right, so let's get to the more fun things of the rest of my ability and job titles. Social media was run by Panda and assisted by Chaston. They did awesome. Wonderful, all those announcements, all of those dates, all of those technical things that I do not have the brain capacity to hold on to. We're all announced to all of you folks. You could be at places and do things. I'm very appreciative of all they do. Navarro was also here. He's also one of my staff members. Did a great job making your con books and pocket guides look so beautiful and do all of the things they do. I appreciate him as well. And since I'm just talking about staff, even though I moved on from dealers, and there was also Kilroy, Orange, Rose, and Flops that did an amazing job running Con Store, Den, and Artist Alley with very little need of me other than when things lit on fire and I had to put them out. So, excellent job by everyone. No fires, I don't know what you're talking about. Woo! Look at them go. Right, and then my final department, the one that everyone is looking for, the one with all of the numbers. I forgot it, but the one before the build-up, one more build-up. All right, so we also have a very, very amazing Deer and Wolf who take photos and got our backdrop and got all of our those wonderful standees.
If you see a buffalo, he is very sad and missing his home.
With the ukulele, He needs to come home.
He would like to come home, please.
Thank you.
No!
Right? So, those two have done an amazing job getting things set up and taking photos of all of our panels, not all of them, but a lot of them, and all of you guys in various ways and setups, and I appreciate them more than I can describe. All right, so finally, now the numbers, now the dangerous time. Do I get a drum roll? All right. Our total attendee, we're here to give numbers. Dagger, do you want to come up and give numbers? I thought. He's busy.
Okay, my bad.
All right. Thank you. All right, so I do get to do it. So the total number of attendees for IFC 2019 is 1,475. Look at us go. Look at us grow. Anyway, sorry. So that was a total of 379 sponsors, plus 98 staff, and 233 kit badges. That is amazing. All right, so and not only did we have all of those attendees, in our fursuit parade, we also had 331 fursuits, which I know, I didn't realize we had that much fluff to show. But I want to say that is also beating our previous year. It beats our previous year. You guys are awesome. More suits, more of them. And those are and all of my registration staff. The lead is Toshu, who did an amazing job, and his leads were Keys Dragon and another person. And then there were all sorts of people, and they were awesome, and I thanked all of them individually, and I don't remember all of their names. So, woo, Reds, they do it awesome. And I still have a microphone, but I mean, I don't have anything left to announce, but I can keep talking.
Cool story, bro. Okay, so now my turn. I want to take a minute to thank the hotel and all the people that they employed to make this weekend awesome for all of us. Specifically the ones that were working their butts off for us in this area were Thad and Kelly and Brian. I don't know if any of them are in here, and their teams. The front desk was awesome. Kate over in the restaurant had some great ideas and threw a lot of things together for y'all to really get involved with the theme. I thought that was really cool. I want to take a minute to thank the Dorsai for coming and providing their services for us and being our support. It's really appreciated. Woo! I want to take a minute again to thank all the volunteers, all the panelists, all the dealers, all the artists, all the sponsors, super sponsors, all the kids and the parents that brought them, all of you attendees for coming and supporting the convention. We wouldn't be here without you. And last thing I want to do is I want to thank each and every one of our staff members. We're gonna get some charity tears in a second. So I want to thank each and every one of my staff members from all of the teams for, again, being here, supporting the convention, making this happen, giving me a pat on the back when I needed it, and thanks. Making sure I wasn't on fire. And I want to give a special thanks to all of my board and their assistants who I would have been running around crazier if it weren't for them. Oh my gosh. Just a couple last minute things. Business and numbers. Business numbers. There will be a feedback form going out on social media shortly if it has not already. Please utilize that. Tell us what you liked, what you didn't like, the ups, the downs, everything in between. We want to know, we want to hear, and we want to listen and improve for next year. And we got to know what we need to keep and what we need to get rid of. And finally, if you have anything that you have lost, please go to the Dorsai room. If you don't know where that is, it's off the atrium. It's a room marked Wilkie. They have several items still in there. Do not wait until like 10 p.m. tonight because it might not be, no, probably. I don't know, it might not still be there. Definitely won't be there at 6 in the morning. So get over there, find your lost item, and take it home, because I don't want it.
We don't like having them.
Now it's time for Acolyte Tears.
Cry.
You guys have destroyed me so much this week, and I think I'm dehydrated enough I might make it through this. I'm gonna try, but before we get to the numbers, if I can have your attention for a few moments, some of these people have already been thanked, but I could not do this, Con. I could not get the stuff out here without their help. So one more time for Drago, Miko, Beardo the Magnificent, and Xander, who all helped load a 26-foot truck in under an hour and a half to get us on the road. I could not have done this without them. Thank you, guys. Thank you. The last two people I would like to thank, Kashi, who had to leave a little bit ago. Kashi is my second in finance, and without him, I do not know what would have happened this morning, because at 5 a.m. I woke up in a dead sweat and realized I never set up any of the money for any of the departments last night. I go into operations and there's a note from him, "I got you, bro." I love that guy. Kashi, if you ever see this, thank you so much. You made my con so much easier. Thank you, my friend. And to introduce the next one, I would like to call somebody up to introduce the charity. You've already heard from him once or twice. Guys, give it up for your charity liaison, Hannah! You have to wear a hat to be part of charity, apparently. This is just a rule we came up with.
Charity.
Alright guys, so how have you been enjoying your con? That's great. So if any of you were at MSD3K on Thursday, I want to start with saying that I made a promise, or I made an attempt, or yes, I made a statement at MST3K on Thursday that you make the ferret cry every year, and I'm usually not one for tears. But you guys have made it a promise to. I'm already starting. Yes, I now know what you feel. I made a statement that I usually don't cry at these kinds of events, and you guys broke me at charity auction. You guys are wonderful. I love you all. If this were not a PG-13 panel, I would be saying some other things, but you guys are wonderful, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I have seen some of the numbers, and you guys are amazing.
Hatter, I've updated the sheet.
I know. There's a reason why I brought tissues. But I'm going to hand this over to Heather. We also have Holly. I am so sorry I forgot your name. Annette, thank you. And Meg, who represent ERPS, and I'm going to hand it over to them to tell you about what you guys have been supporting this weekend. And again, thank you.
Thank you so much. Hunter has been absolutely incredible. If we ever needed anything, it was just instantly there. And then sometimes he would say, "Do you need anything?" I would say, "No." "Are you sure?" "No." And Holly said, "Just give him something. He's just giving you asking." Yeah, so anything we needed at all times. And there are so many other volunteers from the fire team, and I'm not sure what other staff. I know they've already been thanked, but I could not have gotten through this con without all of you who have helped haul animals and cages and supplies in and out and back and forth over and over and over. I have never in my life given my hotel key to that many men. So I appreciate all of you for your help and all of the donations. Just the things that we've even gotten direct has blown us away already this weekend. It's been amazing. I can't wait to see your stickers all over your laptops and backpacks and your magnets on your cars. It's going to be so fun. So thank you for all of that, for all of your support. And I want to tell you, I know that in my panel the other day I shared a little bit of detail about where all of last year's funds went. So I don't have time to go into everything, but I would like to tell a couple of the things that we've done. We opened up some extra space. So the main thing that I've been saying we were able to do is say yes first. So when I get a call that says, "Can you take 13 chinchillas along with a picture of males and females all in one cage?" I was able to say yes. All right, now what do I need to buy? Because I had the money to do so. And when someone asked me to take 12 mice, and I said yes, and then I had to count cages, but I didn't have to count first and say, no, I can only take 7, because I knew if I didn't have enough, I had the money to go out and buy what we needed to take care of them. So it's been amazing to be able to say yes first, and I kept track of all of the number of animals that we were able to take in and extra in doing so. And since last year, we started in December when we built a couple of extra rabbit pens. So our rabbits used to be, we do have a retail partner. All Creatures Great and Groomed here in Indianapolis is a dog and grooming salon. She gives us a room rent-free to foster some of our overflow animals. And in one of the rooms we had rabbit cages, and they were just like little X pens, and the rabbits would rearrange and move them, and we could usually only fit about 4 in, and when we built the rabbit pens, specifically with the FurCon money, we were able to fit 6 across. So we were able to add 2 extra rabbit pens, and rabbits are one of the biggest needs because I say no to rabbits every day. And so I was able to say yes to more rabbits. I went the very next week and picked up 4 more and filled the rabbit pens right away, and I kept track. So since December, we've taken in 8 extra rabbits that we wouldn't have been able to say yes to. We took in mice and chinchillas and guinea pigs and axolotls and so many other animals that without knowing I had the funds to back it up, I would have had to say no. So we took in an additional 84 animals in the last year. Absolutely amazing to be able to say yes. Now what do I need to do? So we really appreciate that. And then the other story I wanted to tell, during the polar vortex in January, I think I told the story the other day, but during the polar vortex in January or February, it got really, really cold. And my salon manager called me and said, I'm really worried about the rabbits. The temperature's starting to drop and it's supposed to be colder tomorrow. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Because there's 12 rabbits there and I don't have room and I'm allergic to rabbits. They can't come to my house. And so normally this type of situation is like a 4-day process of, all right, we're gonna have to find temporary placement for all of these rabbits, and we'll have to go out there and we'll have to haul them around and get them to different homes, and then in 4 days we'll bring them back. And then all of a sudden I went, wait, I have money. So I got online and I ordered a space heater for same-day delivery, and an hour later someone dropped it off. My volunteer plugged it in, turned it on, and said, the temperatures are stable, see you next week. So that was it. Next year, and we'll be able to continue to grow and help more animals just like that. But we have big plans too. So I don't know, do you want to do that one now, or do you want to save that for later? Did you have anything you wanted to say first? Okay, Mega's going to say a couple things, and then I'll tell you what we're going to do next.
I wanted to thank Fuzzy Logic Escape Rooms too, because they helped us out a little bit. They gave us a donation too. I hope you guys all patronize them this weekend. And another thing I wanted to say too is that we are so thankful for everybody that came up and told us about your pets. Another part of our mission is education. We want people to do the research and find the right pet for them. And it sounds like so many of you have the perfect pet for you. And that is what we are here to help you find that perfect pet. So we're so glad to hear from all of you. And you have made a furry advocate for me for my life. I won't stop telling everybody how much I love furries because of you guys. So.
A friend of mine who had closed a vintage boutique a couple of years ago said that, you know, she had this bus that's just been sitting around and she felt like she needed to do something, and she donated it to us. So she named her, when she ran her boutique, she named her Ellie. This is Ellie the bus. And she gave her to us earlier this year. And Ellie needs a little bit of TLC. She needs a little bit of mechanic work. She's gonna get a fresh coat of paint and some IRPS logos on there, and then we're going to retrofit the inside for animal cages along the walls so that we can use Ellie for animal transport and mobile adoption events. So that's our next step. So after the convention, the first thing we're going to be doing is getting Ellie to a mechanic for some estimates so that we can take care of her and get her up and running and move into the next phase of IRPS.
All right, Alkali, I think we're ready for the numbers. I'm not ready, but there's really no going back.
So, we just found out what they're gonna use the money for. Think they did it? Individual numbers, guys, there are too many to announce. Panels this year are over 40 that donated money to this charity. 40 panels, literally too many to start listing off. So here we go. Fuzzy Logic Escape Room donated $500 to the charity. MST3K, $2,313 to the charity. Opening Ceremonies, $517 to the charity. Con Horror Stories, $226. Citrine in Concert, $201. Magic the Gathering Tournament found $270 the day after the tournament and ran away from me. Charity D&D, $752. Oreos made exactly $420, you smartasses. Charity Who's Line made $1,241. Poker Tournament made $650. At Midnight, $230. Cupcake Roulette, $612, 41 cents, and 18 rolls of toilet paper. My comedy better when I've had a few, $1,697.31. Ohana ribbons, thank you guys so much for that. Registration, $185. Hot Wing Challenge, $409, and the rest of the toilet paper that we found. And of course, the charity auction. The charity auction topping out at $6,455, which brings your current total. After table, miscellaneous, and all the other panels combined, as of right now, we stand. Guys, you beat last year before closing by $600 plus, But, my dears, how many of you have been here before? You forgot furries make them cry!
I did this in fursuit so you guys can't see me cry.
Fursuits are cheating. You can't see the tears.
Oh my God!
There's a money tree down there.
You planted the money tree!
We have a lot of buckets. It doesn't matter.
The buckets have left the building. Thank you guys so much. We have the crew backstage counting this. Guys, we're going to update the number before we leave. We have a crew backstage counting right now. We're going to see how much we can get them for this unbelievable bus. And while that's happening, I think you guys deserve to know something. This year, because of all of you, I made a new purchase. I purchased a change counting machine. Oh, I thought I had you. Alkali's cheating all of you. Give me your nickels and pennies. This machine will make my life easier. It set itself on fire on Friday. The following items have been jammed in there because of your donations. Canadian, European, and Szechuan currency. A paperclip in the form of a nickel. An actual credit card, which I caught going in, but I couldn't resist and just kind of threw it into the bin. And a gift certificate to Spencer's for 1 cent. I appreciate any and all charity. Apparently, you guys are now fire hazards. But we thank you for that. We thank you from the bottom of our heart. We're going to get a count right now in the back. It looks like we've already got the first number back there. Guys, give us a few more moments. We're going to update this number. And we're going to let you guys drive out of here in style, I think. Give us a few more moments, guys. Hey, Des, why don't you talk for a second?
Before Des talks, I know he's in the audience. Alti, how many of my hats are currently cycling the attendees? I love you. I love you.
I wasn't expecting to say anything, but as someone who was literally at Tora's house planning this event back in 2009, you know, we were like, well, sure, we can get a couple hundred people out and be a good time, and to see what it's come to between being an attendee first year but helping plan to being staff. Literally, this is all 10 IFC badges right here around my neck. Only one is as an attendee. And then staff, and it's been a crazy 10 years. So to each and every one of you that's come out and supported the convention in any way, shape, or form, as a performer, as an attendee, as a DJ, as staff, as a volunteer, to all the hotels we've been to the door side, every single one of you have made this event happen for a decade now. Thank each and every one of you. Also, it's hard to blow your nose with this fake mustache, so thanks for making me cry. Oh. Should I go to the voice they made me do earlier? Welcome to Closing Ceremonies. It's absolutely delightful to have you here.
The gravitas.
It goes a little bit better when it's not strained from yelling at the dance comp all last night. I know. If that I could do my charity DD voice. We're super close. How close are we?
I just came close to counting it. They gave more pennies. And if you weren't paying attention, my change counter's broken.
So, finance, buy another change counter. At least you're not throwing toonies into it and jamming the machine this year. Like last year at Canadian Invasion. I'm bad at vamping, but I'll do my best.
We could always sing a campfire song.
No. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, go howoo. That's $350 from each of you to the charity. Go backstage.
Again, no one on stage managed to control himself.
I know it's already been said, but the reason we've been able to progress and grow as we have is feedback from you guys. It is literally the most important thing to make this event the one you want to attend. It helps us understand what we did right and where we dropped the ball. If we don't get that feedback from you, we might keep dropping the ball and not realize and think, you know, like, yeah, 3 points. No, that was a gutter ball. 2 different sports, I don't care. So please, when that information goes out on the website, on Twitter, on Facebook, please, if there's something you loved, tell us you loved it. If there's something you couldn't stand, tell us you couldn't stand it. If you were something that you were like, you know, this was okay. I think, you know, maybe with some tweaks, it could be a little better. Even that is useful information. You know, like, that's how we make this con go from 300 and some people the first year to nearly 1,500 this year. And yeah, so put that feedback in those forms as soon as that goes out there. The sooner you put it in there, the fresher it is in your memory, and that's the best feedback we're gonna get. And if you do think of something like 2 weeks from now, don't go, oh, well, it's already been 2 weeks. I sent in feedback to MFF from last year 2 weeks ago. I was like, I recall this little programming snafu, and I would like to communicate with you on this subject. So, it doesn't matter when. Get that feedback to us. We want this event not just to be the event we want it to be, but the event you want it to be. So please, get us that information.
I'm also going to do a quick plug for programming. I've had, this year is one of my first years of doing programming at a convention. Last year I did a really small panel, and then this year I did a couple more. And I had a blast. It was an amazing experience. And I've had several people come up to me like, how hard is it to get into programming? And it's not very hard. You have to have an idea, you have to have a plan, and you have to communicate that in a form to this guy.
If you guys have a programming idea, please submit it. Even if it's a duplicate, or even if you don't want to run it. I will be more than happy to see if I can find somebody that wants to run it. If it's a duplicate, I will put you in contact with the other person so that now we have 2 people running a panel, and hopefully it will be 3 times as good. That's how math works, right?
And that goes for performers too. If there's certain people you want to see us bring out as programming, like we want to see this comedic performer, musical performer, someone from the fandom that you're like, hey, they've been out on the West Coast, and we want to try and bring them over, we'll see what we can do. We might not be able to fly someone in from Asia, might be a little out of our budget, but we're going to see what we can do to accommodate. So we want to bring these people in to entertain you. If it's feasible, so let us know who these
And we
people
want to
are.
raise more money for charity, so we need to get them involved with more panels.
Panels for charity. Panels for charity. Panels for charity. I can stop vamping now.
Best.
Alkali, do you have the updated numbers?
I do. The bill counter burst into flames. Ladies and gentlemen, we have what we just collected. There are 2 numbers I'm going to give you guys right now. The first one is the number you want to hear, the one from this year. Right now in this room, a bunch of people who have been having a great time this weekend, hopefully, who are about to head home and wait for the next time they can hang out with all their friends, and for some of us families. Together, because you are the most generous people in the world, we just raised $1,368, bringing the grand total to $19,652.27, which the convention itself is going to Ladies and gentlemen, we are at a $20,000 year! And at that, this is something that I just wanted to say with this being the 10th year of Indy FurCon. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, in 10 years, this unbelievable convention that has had so many unbelievable chairs, board, staff, volunteers, and attendees. At our 10-year mark, to help the animals, we have raised $83,000. Guys, that's insane. $83,000 has gone to charity. Never forget why we do this, everyone. Thank you so much and congratulations. Indy FurCon has reached a $20,000 year. Nikki, you are unbelievable. Charity, we do it for you. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
We gotta talk about it.
No. Someone was sweating from her eyes and was trying to work up the gumption to
Breathing,
talk.
they sweat. I'm not crying, you're crying.
This isn't feelings, don't work your feelings.
Okay, so awesome weekend. Woo. And thank you again to the charity. Yes.
So, you guys did a good thing.
Sorry. Okay. Psych. All right, let's go. Woo! Good weekend. Okay, next year. Woo!
Next year.
happy to say that we will be back at this hotel again next year. And I am happy to announce that our GOH for next year, I hope she's in the room.
She should be.
Yep, I see her. Is Eagle Eye or Quack Quack Honk.
I promised my husband I'd do this because he was busy.
The crowd selfie.
So, I know you guys have probably noticed I like to dress up for the themes and get involved. So I'd like to reveal next year's theme. If I can do this right, I've been practicing. Rebellion! Thank you everybody for coming, and I'll see you next year.
I have so many ideas!
No, 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 no.